This is ABC 15 News Taking Action.
First at 6, we want to get straight to that excessive heat warning once again hitting the valley today. Thanks for joining us, everyone, on ABC 15 Mornings on this Sunday morning. I'm Mark Thompson.
And I'm Megan Thompson. That excessive heat warning was sent out by the National Weather Service last night. We want to take you to a live picture outside right now where it's looking beautiful with that sunrise coming up, but unfortunately that sun is really going to start beating down very, very soon. Remember that excessive heat can be very dangerous. It's important to stay hydrated and avoid staying out of the sun for long periods of time. So let's take a look at that most accurate forecast where that excessive heat alert is exactly. You can see that portions in pink right there. That is the central Phoenix area, mostly all encompassing all of the valley right now. So something to keep in mind today, I would say stay out of the sun as much as possible completely if you can. Now we do have an air quality alert as well. On top of that, Apache Junction, Casa Grande, you have unhealthy levels of ozone, a high pollution advisory. So we have an excessive heat warning and some high pollution advisory for those in Apache Junction, Casa Grande, Florence. So definitely a busy weather day. We also have monsoon storm chances in the forecast going into next week and a cool down. That is something we can look forward to with that excessive heat warning. Now with that in place, the Salvation Army, they are taking action, opening their community centers all throughout the valley, offering relief from the heat for anyone who needs it. There are also dozens of heat relief stations across Metro Phoenix. You can take a look at the map on your screen right now if you know someone who needs to get here. We also have put that map online at abc15.com so you can click around and find the closest one to you. This is very important today as this heat can turn deadly.
Megan, thank you. Overnight, we've learned that a local man is in critical condition after he was found floating in a pool of an apartment complex. It happened yesterday near Hayden and Osborne. Witnesses say that they saw that man swimming laps before they saw him sink to the bottom of the pool. A Good Samaritan jumped in and pulled him out. They waited until paramedics arrived and then took him to the hospital. Also overnight, a serious crash closing down Camelback Road from Dysart to Litchfield for several hours. It was first reported just after midnight, but at last check, the scene is still not been cleared there yet. We've reached out to MCSO for more information about exactly what happened here.
In our wildfire watch this morning, there's a new fire burning just a mile outside of Show Low. It's called the Bengal Fire, and investigators say it was sparked by lightning. At last check, is about 50 acres, and crews, they do expect it to keep growing. We're told it's not threatening any homes or other structures, but you will start seeing a lot of smoke in the area. We want to go over to Flagstaff now, where the museum fire continues to burn. But some good news, crews say they are making progress. They tell us it is now 46% contained, and it has not grown past 1,900 acres. But residents in the area are now turning their attention to potentially devastating flooding in that burn scar. Typically, the land would absorb any rain that comes, but after a fire, the landscape is more like smooth glass rather than a sponge.
Now to some stories making headlines across the globe right now. 2 American teenagers from California, they're being held in Rome for an alleged murder of a police officer. Police say that one of those boys stabbed the officer and the other played a part in that attack. The pair was photographed in their hotel room before their arrest. The incident happened on Friday after the pair were suspected of stealing a backpack from another man. Investigators say that they found evidence in their hotel room which showed that they tried to conceal the alleged murder weapon. Now to another teenage duo at the center of a manhunt in Canada. Police going door to door searching for the suspects wanted in connection of 3 murders. Meredith Wood has the very latest.
Some people just don't feel safe leaving their house.
We're all a little bit freaked out, you know.
A tight-knit community where people leave their doors unlocked, now on edge. The possible presence of 2 suspected killers on the run has rocked the normally sleepy town of Gillam, Canada.
The only difference, I think, is that people are locking their doors, you know, at night and during the day.
Well, we're all a little bit jittery. Like I got grandkids in town and stuff like that, and I mean, I don't sleep at night.
The last known sightings of Cam McLeod and Briar Skamelski in the area has caused a swarm of authorities from all across Canada to take over the town as the hunt for the 2 teen murder suspects intensifies.
Investigators will conduct door-to-door canvasses.
Authorities are vowing to leave no stone unturned, searching trains and braving brutal, tough terrain.
Investigators are also exploring the possibility that the suspects may have inadvertently received assistance in leaving the area.
Police want anyone who may have accidentally helped the teens to come forward, warning that the pair are considered armed and dangerous and may have changed their appearances.
Yeah, I'd want them caught and taken care of.
I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
Now to some more local headlines. We're working to learn more this morning about an Arizona man who was attacked by a shark in Florida. It happened yesterday just south of Daytona Beach. The 49-year-old was apparently boogie boarding when the shark clamped his teeth on his thigh. We're told that he was able to drive himself to the hospital. We have reached out to his family to find out how he's doing, but have not yet heard back. We'll keep you updated on that one. And after causing a train crash that killed an engineer and injured more than 30 people, an Arizona man has been sentenced to 30 days in jail and 3 years of probation. This all happened back in 2015 in Oxnard, California. Police say 58-year-old Jose Sanchez Ramirez ended up driving his truck on the train tracks by mistake. He abandoned his vehicle but didn't warn anyone he'd gotten stuck. That's when the train slammed into it, killing the engineer. And looking ahead, Senator Elizabeth Warren is coming to the Valley. She's scheduled to hold a town hall this Thursday at the Marquee Theater in Tempe. Tickets are free and doors open at 4:30 in the afternoon.
And some good news this morning for a couple of Arizona cities. Gilbert and Scottsdale are ranked among the top 10 places in the nation to raise a family. That's according to Wallet Hub. And 2 more Arizona cities were ranked in the top 30. That's Chandler and Peoria. Some of the factors that Wallet Hub looked at include cost of housing, schools and healthcare systems, as well as opportunities for fun and recreation. Now, if you're going to do any recreation today, you may want to be doing that right now.
Yep, I was going to say, that's a wonderful list to be on. I grew up in Gilbert, woo woo. But the list that they're also all on is where we have an excessive heat warning.
Right.
Everyone's kind of in that zone today here in the Valley. That excessive heat warning is in effect until 8 p.m. tonight. Because take a look at how quickly we warm up. Already by 11 a.m., we'll be in the triple digits. And then by 105 degrees, 110, that is our high. That will hit by 4 p.m. and kind of linger around to the 5 o'clock hour. And those triple digits will stay there for quite a while as well into those evening hours. We will not get a lot of relief overnight. And that's why I wanted to show you the UV index today. The sunburn factor, we're at a 10. It is nearly extreme today, burning in less than 10 minutes. So if you are going to be outside, it needs to be for a short period of time. Wear plenty of sunscreen, drink lots of water. We cannot say it enough with this excessive heat warning now in effect. We're going to break down when you will have a cool down coming up in just a few minutes, Mark.
All right, Megan, thank you. Well, it's day 4 for Arizona Cardinals training camp in Glendale. Sports director Craig Fouhy has the very latest.
Well, good morning from State Farm Stadium. I'm Craig Fouhy here with the Arizona Cardinals. We had a great practice yesterday, first padded practice, had a big crowd on hand. We had a couple of big stories that came out of camp yesterday I got to tell you about. The first one we heard about early in the day was Coach Cliff Kingsbury making the announcement that the team is going to be without one of their starting inside linebackers for about 4 to 6 weeks. Here's Coach Cliff.
Reddick, he had a minor procedure and it'll be a few weeks. It was a knee, a scope. So we feel fortunate that we'll have him back. Just will be a few weeks.
Haason Reddick now out for 4 to 6 weeks. Now, to me, that's a big blow to this team because you're just trying to get the chemistry built on your defense as defensive coordinator Vance Joseph is installing his 3-4 defense. But we got a chance to talk to Vance Joseph after practice. He said, you know what, it's not that big of a deal because it gives other guys a chance to step up, and we're going to get Haason back by the start of the regular season.
It is not right now. He'll be back for week 1, so that's the most important part. You're going to have guys get nicked during camp. You know, we understand that. Next guy up, so it's a great chance for a young guy to get some reps.
So there you have it. Vance Joseph saying not that big of a deal because Haason Reddick will be back for the start of the regular season. The other big news that came out yesterday after practice is the team released former first-round pick defensive lineman Robert Nkemdiche. Nkemdiche was drafted first in 2016. The team expected big things out of him. He had fallen in the draft because he had some issues in college, but the Cardinals thought he was a great project. Well, he struggled to get on the field, playing just 27 games over the span of 3 seasons. So again, our 2 big stories from camp yesterday, the team releasing defensive lineman, former first-round pick Robert Nkemdiche, And first-round draft pick in 2017, Hassan Reddick, the inside linebacker, out for 4 to 6 weeks after knee surgery. The team will practice again today from 1 to 3. Gates open an hour early. Free parking, free admission. Come on out, get your first look, if you haven't seen him yet, of Kyler Murray, number 1 for the Cardinals. With the team in Glendale, Craig Fouhy, ABC 15 Sports.
Thank you, Coach. Thousands without power in the East Valley in triple-digit temperatures for hours on a Saturday. We'll tell you what caused it.
And a health warning about sunscreen and why one woman ended up in the ER because of it.
Plus, we're remembering the life of a Disney legend that has passed away. Welcome back at 6:12 on your Sunday morning, and we've got a health warning this summer about expired sunscreen after a woman has an allergic reaction on her skin.
The pictures are graphic, so we've blurred them, but we do want to warn you her injuries were very severe. Heather Liasco had to go to the ER after a day at the lake. Her husband says she reapplied the Coppertone spray sunscreen throughout the day, but it was only later on that they realized it didn't have an expiration date on it. The FDA warns that sunscreen expires after about 3 years, but it can also be in how you store it.
Yeah, things like heat and humidity can break down that sunscreen quicker, making it less effective. Now, if it's watery or the color has changed, you are urged to throw it out.
Great information, especially today. Now, back here at home, it was a tough day to lose power for people in Mesa Saturday. More than 1,600 customers in downtown without electricity in the triple-digit temps. The city tells us the issue was at a substation they co-own with SRP. A failed relay on the breaker is to blame for the outage. In all, the power was only out for about 2 hours, but that's enough for most.
It was pretty hot. It's a hot time of year to be without AC, especially for like 2 hours. There was a big problem, I guess, around town because lots of customers said they were coming in. Circle K's was closed as well, so it impacted a big part of town.
The issue has since been fixed. All power was restored. That is good news today. AC is really needed because we do have an excessive heat warning in effect. And because of that, today is now a weather action day here at ABC 15 because those triple-digit temperatures are just going to an extreme level right now.
And you got to check on the elderly and the young kids, too, in this type of heat.
And we say the pets, too. You definitely want to keep those pets inside. It's just something we want to keep on your mind all day today as we take a look at that most accurate forecast. Here's how we're going to be shaping up throughout the day. So right now, we're already sitting at 92 degrees. Later, That's we're going to ramp up temperatures 110 degrees. That is our high today as we take a live look outside as well. It looks beautiful. So you want to make sure that you're getting those outdoor activities done now, because this is what we're talking about this morning. That pink right here in central Phoenix area covering most of the valley. This is an excessive heat warning that the National Weather Service has put out. So that means even if you're a valley native, even if you're used to these temperatures, you're not for today, because this is an excessive heat warning where these temperatures can cause extreme health issues. I'm a valley native, but let me tell you, I will be staying inside today after looking at such a forecast. That's why I decided to do the Valley Activity Planner for you, running, hiking, and biking. I'm going to give you yellow for right now. I'd like to go red, but maybe a little bit later in the day, because take a look at this. We're going to have 100 degrees well over that by 11 a.m. So we'll quickly ramp up today. So if you have outdoor activities you need to get done, make sure you do it now. Let's take a look at that East Valley forecast. Chandler, 110. You'll be at our high today. Mesa, 110 as well. Scottsdale, 109 for you. And you notice we're really not cooling down into those overnight hours as well. We're staying in the upper 80s for most of the valley. Same thing here in the West Valley. As you can see, Glendale and Goodyear both sitting at 110 degrees for the high later on today. 109 will be the high in Deer Valley. So all of us are feeling it as well. That is the hard part of this forecast at the moment. So again, right now sitting at 110 degrees later, 110 degrees later, and we wanted to show you that UV exposure by the hour when we're talking about an excessive heat warning and a weather action day here at ABC 15. That means your UV exposure and the risk of some burn time is very, very high, and it goes up very, very quickly. Look at 8 a.m. It's at a 2. So that's the good news when we say get out the door and do it as quickly as possible. But look at by 7. And by 10 a.m., it's already at a 7. So that ramps up very, very quickly. And then we go up from there at a 10 by 1 p.m., only dropping down a little bit into our other hours. But your exposure is going to be very, very high. Your burn time is going to be quick, within 10 minutes. So reapply that sunscreen and drink lots of water and stay inside if you can, because all across the state, we're really seeing those temperatures and we are feeling it. The high in Sedona, 98 degrees. The high in Prescott, 95 degrees. In the western portions of our state, well into the triple digits as well. If I step out so we can see Show Low, 87 degrees. Safford, also very, very warm at 106 degrees. So I want to show you that 4-day forecast because we have a lot going on in the next couple of days. So today, that excessive heat warning that we cannot talk about enough, with 110 degrees for our high. Tomorrow, 109 will drop just a little bit. So that's something to keep in mind as well, because we don't have that excessive heat warning just yet. The one today expires at 8 p.m. and we're going to keep an eye on if we're going to continue or extend that through Monday. You will notice a little bit more cloud cover though, because look at this. We have some ramped up storm chances by Tuesday. The National Weather Service really upping the ante here, saying there's a 40% chance of thunderstorms. So we could really see that monsoon activity kick up and kick up pretty well. I know we saw a little bit of it last week, but this may be our other chance. Tuesday into Wednesday. Wednesday, another 40% chance of storms. And the good news that I have to share with you today when we're dealing with an excessive heat warning is come Wednesday. Look at this, 95 degrees. That is the forecasted high on Wednesday. So something to look forward to at this time. So again, a little bit more cloud cover into next week, a little bit of a cool down there with your lows at an 83. But right now, Mark, we're dealing with those temps. We just have to dream about next week right now.
All right, Megan, thank you. Well, a Disney legend has passed away. Russi Taylor, the voice of Minnie Mouse since the mid-1980s, has died at the age of 75. Disney announced that she died Friday in Glendale, California. Her cause of death was not released. Disney says that she voiced Minnie Mouse for more than 3 decades in hundreds of projects that included TV, film, and theme parks. Well, it's time to get your kids ready to go back to school, and this summer you may have let that time lapse a little bit when it comes to getting them to bed. So how do you get your kids back into a new sleep routine? Sleep experts say that you should start working on that right now. Roll back that bedtime in about 15 to 20-minute increments each day.
This is now the time that you should be moving the bedtime up and getting that bedtime routine close to bedtime.
Now, your kids need about 12 hours of sleep each night. Experts say that you should cut back on sugar to help that bedtime transition go a little bit more smoothly. Well, a song, a show, and now a cereal. Baby Shark has its own breakfast cereal. The creators are teaming up with Kellogg's. The limited edition cereal would be sold at Sam's Club stores beginning August 17th, and that is while supplies last. I want to see what it tastes like. Well, there's a new device for those of you who love karaoke. Luxury brand Saint Laurent has teamed up with a Japanese company to create a speaker that displays song lyrics. The device is designed to look like a vinyl record leaning up against your wall. The speaker connects with most digital music services. It will cost just over $2,200. It's a potential danger that could be using your home or you could be driving around with it right now. Still ahead, Joe lets you know his recall roundup. And later, rising cases of the West Nile virus, valley cities that are targeted for mosquito spraying, plus what you can do to stay safe. And you can help take action by helping the American Red Cross. Right now, they face an emergency need for blood donations. This is the time of year that donations tend to slow down, so here's a reminder of how you can help. Sign up to donate at redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. They also have a convenient blood donor app that can help you schedule an appointment.
No, I'll just have it out.
Yep, he's mic'd up.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got Alex in studio with us from Pomo Pizzeria, and he's going to be serving up some good summertime cocktails. Are you ready for something, Megan?
You know, the early morning hours, I would say it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Right. We've been up for a while, so I think it's perfectly normal.
Yeah, a little liquid brunch here, maybe?
Yeah, some breakfast cocktails is what we're talking about, right?
So
what you got?
Well, we got some happy hour cocktails going on right now. Honestly, if we're looking for a breakfast cocktail, we have our espresso-tini right there.
Ooh, what's in that?
So we actually have fresh espresso. We have these guys right here. So you have your Tito's, Frangelico, and then a Giffard Flamboise, which is going to be like a raspberry liqueur.
Oh, okay. So. Wow, that's an interesting twist in it as well. So that will get you up in the morning.
Yeah, so not for this morning, but you know, it gets you up. So
what else we got?
So I have our Pomo Lemon Drop. So that's going to have a ginger vodka in it and some limoncello and lime juice actually, so it's a little bit different take on an actual lemon drop.
What really inspires, this kinds of taste for the summer here in Arizona? What are you guys looking for to bring to the table?
So
with
we're
a drink
going
like
to
that?
bring in more like fruit forward and just citrus and fresh. So
And you're going to mix up one for us,
yeah,
right?
I'm going to make our alicuddy, which is like a blackberry sour. We actually use an egg white in it.
How do we do it?
So I'll show you real quick.
We're going to bartender back here, huh? Can we leave this here or when you leave?
I mean, I can talk to him. I think we got it in the budget for you, so we can leave some of this stuff for you.
So what's the egg for? I've never seen this before.
So the egg is going to actually create a nice froth on there, but I'm going to muddle some blackberries real quick.
What other things do you guys have on the menu while you're muddling this a little bit? I noticed ice cream is here as well and some appetizers also.
So the gelato is actually from Luna, which is actually attached to our Scottsdale location store, which is off Doubletree and Scottsdale Road. And then we also have our First and Roosevelt location downtown. And then our Gilbert location, which is right in the Heritage District downtown Gilbert.
Great location. I love going there. So much going on, and it's a great addition when you want some pizza. I love your pizza there as well. But now that I know you have all of this other stuff, it's not just pizza, right?
I'm just impressed that he was able to crack that egg on TV. I was like, and he's able to separate that yolk from the white.
Mark, why did you do
I'm
that?
sorry,
That's so
my
good.
bad.
I got you.
You know what? I'll drink that one.
You know, I got you. I got all the stuff out, so not a problem.
Wow. I mean, this is a lot of work for a cocktail, but it's worth it, you would say.
You know what? It really is worth it. So where an egg white cocktail, you're going to actually want to do a dry shake. So before you even add the ice into it, you're going to shake it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You put some bourbon in there too, right?
Yeah, you got your Angel's Envy bourbon going in first. And then this is actually a Blackberry Real. So in addition to the real blackberries in there, just a little bit of the syrup to give it a good texture.
Oh, wow. See, this is why I want to come to Pomo and then not have to do all of the work myself, because this is a lot. This is very extensive for a delicious cocktail that
I don't mind.
I would say is very worth it, I would say. Now, I want to quickly put up locations if we have them on your screen. I know you mentioned a few of them as well, but if you do want to check out Pomo and all they have with the ice cream, with the appetizers, with the happy hour as well, all day happy hour at the Gilbert location as well, 3 to 6 every day. Just wonderful deal, I would have to say. So we may have to head over there by 3 p.m. as we shake this cocktail up. Sounding pretty delicious this morning. Again, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's happy hour somewhere. So
absolutely.
Here we go.
And you put one more ingredient in there right before while the screen was up there as well. Looked like a little.
So a little bit of lime juice that actually has simple syrup already in it.
All right. And we're going to see you pour that up as we get ready to go to break here. But he's going to serve us up a fresh summertime cocktail for everybody to enjoy. That looks good. We'll be right back, everybody.
ABC 15
is Arizona's all-news morning.
It's 6:30 on your Sunday morning. We're taking a live look outside from our Queen Creek camera.
It's an excessive heat warning that's in effect in parts of the valley today. It's a beautiful view right now as we take a look at that sunrise and those skies live, but we are going to warm up and fast. So if you have outdoor plans, even in these early morning hours, you won't get too much relief today. We want to thank you for sticking with us here on ABC 15 Mornings. I'm Megan Thompson in for Nohelani Graff.
And I'm Mark Thompson. We love those beautiful sunrises, but as you mentioned, maybe a little bit deceiving because it's already warm.
It is already warm right now at this time as we take a look at your most accurate forecast. 96, I believe. It may, 92. Huh, thank goodness. I tried to go higher.
Yeah,
92
exactly.
degrees right now, but we are going to warm up very, very quickly as the morning continues. That sunrise coming up just about an hour ago, and the sun continues to rise and get warmer and warmer as we go on. But the big talk today is, of course, that heat and some monsoon storm chances. As I give you a look at Futurecast just a bit, the clouds coming in, going out, we'll have a little bit more monsoon storm chances later on this week. So we want to touch on that, plus that excessive heat warning as well. Of course, we'll have all of that for you coming up in that full forecast. We cannot say it enough. The excessive heat means we are all at risk, suffering from a heat emergency. Doctors say it's important to know the warning signs so you can prevent a dangerous situation. A heat-related illness can vary from mild dehydration all the way to a heat stroke.
You might start to get a headache. You might start to feel a little nauseous. Certainly if you're feeling dizzy, those are all signs that you're getting dehydrated and you may be in a setup for a heat emergency.
So make sure you are hydrated before, during, and after going outside. It's also important to take breaks to find a place to stay cool.
Taking action to stop human trafficking, our state is launching a free training program for the tourism industry, teaching people how to recognize victims and signs of human trafficking. The first session is Tuesday at Sky Harbor. It's called the Safe Action Project and will feature experts from the State Attorney General's Office, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Arizona Anti-Trafficking Network. And we're learning some new information about a shooting in Surprise that killed one person. Now, this happened near Bell and Grand Avenue. Officials say that the shooter told police that he had just pulled into the driveway of his home with his wife and one of his kids in the car. That's when they say that Nicholas Sagasta, a complete stranger to them, came running through their yard right at them. The homeowner says that he told Sagasta several times to stop, but when he continued rushing for them, he pulled out the gun and opened fire. Sagasta was pronounced dead at the hospital. At this point, police are not saying if there will be any charges.
We have an update for you now on that massive fire in Glendale that caused 17 cars to go up in flames. That fire impacted multiple auto businesses near 61st Avenue and Glendale. Vintage Motors, one of the shops impacted by the blaze, posted on Facebook here, calling Friday one of the worst days. They say everything inside is a total loss. They did thank Glendale firefighters for their hard work, saying the fire could have been worse, and they're thankful no one was seriously hurt. They're now trying to reconnect undamaged cars with their owners. On Saturday, the city put up this sign letting customers know it's unsafe to enter the property. Behind the fence, there are damaged cars that have been burned. So far, no word yet on what caused that fire or when the owners of those vehicles will be able to look through that wreckage to see if anything is salvageable. Police say an employee was taken to the hospital with second-degree burns.
Now to the nation's capital, where the Supreme Court has given $2.5 billion in Pentagon funds to the southern border wall. President Trump, he's calling this one a big victory. The money earmarked for the project would include replacing more than 100 miles of barrier. The president is now pushing for a quick decision to finalize that contract by September 30th. The long-promised border wall was, of course, a cornerstone of the president's 2016 campaign. Now, ahead of the 2020 election, the president has continued his hard line on immigration, promising to build 400 miles of border wall by the end of next year. Well, here at home, tomorrow is your last chance to register to vote in time for that special election to decide the future of the light rail system. Now on the ballot, whether the city of Phoenix should stop expanding the light rail and redirect that money to other transportation projects. The special election is set for August 27th.
There's also a new push in Phoenix to help the homeless. The city unveiling their new giving meters. We told you about the effort back in February, and now these meters are ready to hit the streets. These pictures coming from our news partners at KTAR. The meters will be in the downtown area, but they aren't used for parking. Instead, they'll take your spare change, or you can slide your credit card. And the donations help fund long-term solutions to getting those who are homeless back on their feet. And new information from the CDC is showing a spike in West Nile cases in Arizona. They reported over 50 cases, all but one of them right here in Maricopa County.
Yeah, pretty concerning. ABC 15's John Treeweiler has what people should know about the bloodsuckers that are in our area.
Mosquito season is here, even though when you think Arizona, mosquitoes aren't top of mind, but don't be fooled.
Viruses just set up house here. Now we've got, periods of time when we have humidity. There are periods of time when we do have puddles in the ground. Right now we're seeing monsoons. That's when you have to worry about mosquitoes really breeding and creating the conditions for a mosquito-borne illness.
This nationwide map from the Centers for Disease Control shows Maricopa County leading the nation in West Nile cases with over 50. Closer to home, a look at where traps in the valley have returned positive with the West Nile virus this year on apparent hotspots seen near the Loop 101 and Loop 202 Red Mountain Freeway. The CDC reminds to use insect repellent, wear long sleeves and long pants to protect yourself, and remember, mosquitoes are most active at dawn and dusk. The human immune system can actually fight off West Nile on its own, and some people may not even show symptoms. But if you do come down with the virus, you're most likely to feel
severe fever, fever above 102, stiff neck, headache, just feeling crummy, like a really, really bad flu. That could be a sign of West Nile.
To help prevent the growth of the mosquito population, you should stay aware of any water accumulation around your property and remove stagnant water when possible.
That was John Treeweiler reporting. Maricopa County Vector Control conducted mosquito spraying during the overnight hours in places like Gilbert and Glendale.
And we want to turn now to that most accurate forecast for you, because we've been staying on top of this with a weather action day today here at ABC 15, because we have an excessive heat warning that is in effect. And we know that this could turn deadly here in our state. So please keep that in mind today. The high 110 degrees. The normal is 105. So we're about 5 degrees above average for this time of year. And we were really not getting much relief into those overnight hours as well, because we're still staying in the upper 80s for our low. So the record, though, 121. So I'm going to say that's a little bit better, but that's still going to be very difficult for us out there with that excessive heat warning in effect. That's why I'm doing yellow all across the board for your yellow, your Valley Activity Planner. That yellow is a caution, of course. Go early if you need to do some outdoor activities like running, hiking, or biking. I will switch that over to red very shortly, because we'll be in the hundreds by 11 a.m. We're going to talk more about this excessive heat warning, how long it is going to last, and when you'll see some relief coming up in that full forecast in just a few minutes, Mark.
All right, and we're going to take you out live now. Remember, you can always beat the heat with a trip up north. This is a live look at Snow Bowl this morning from their webcam. Remember, they've got a scenic chairlift up there. It's usually a little bit cooler. The activities in Flagstaff up there open daily from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Well, a new transportation option is coming to the Valley. It's a rideshare program like Uber and Lyft, but it's a little bit of a twist on this.
Yeah, it's for kids 6 and older. The company called Hop Skip Drive launches in Phoenix on Tuesday. Its mission to make transportation easier for busy parents. But of course, the big question we all have this morning, what about safety? The company says every driver is vetted extensively and must have at least 5 years of caregiving experience. Then they go through a certification process, including fingerprinting, as well as FBI and DOJ background checks. Parents also get progress alerts when their child is picked up or dropped off, and parents can reserve rides hours in advance so they can know exactly who is coming to pick up their child. Hop Skip Drive already operates right now in California, Colorado, Virginia, and D.C.
More options for parents if they feel it's safe. Well, heading back to school this weekend, more than 1,000 kids got geared up with new school supplies. That's thanks to the Phoenix Rescue Mission. They hosted their back-to-school drive at Cuban Elementary School, giving away backpacks, books, and uniforms, everything they need to get started off on the right foot.
The Gila River Indian community is celebrating the opening of a new school. It's located on the Gila Indian Reservation along West Pecos Road near Levine. The state-of-the-art facility replacing the current school, which is more than 100 years old. The Gila Crossing Community School will serve 500 Native American students each and every year. It's the Recall Roundup. Coming up, Joe's going to let you know about the latest recalls that could potentially be living with.
Plus, the Arizona Science Center is here giving us a closer look at the forces of nature. You want to stick around for that, always exciting.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Welcome back, everybody. It's been slow coming. We saw a few signs of the monsoon earlier last week, but we got Gabby here from the Arizona Science Center who's going to help us recreate a little monsoon of our own here in the studio. So, Gabby, I know you got some fun stuff planned. What do we got here?
Yeah, so talking about monsoon, what it is really wind bringing in kind of different climate that we see, or sorry, different weather patterns that we see usually. So with that, we get a lot of heavy clouds that have a lot of precipitation.
So these are clouds.
These are our cloud layers here. These are going to be our little raindroppers, and we can start to drop these in. So as the clouds get really saturated with water, they're going to eventually start to drop out of the bottom. You can see right there.
Oh,
so we get super humid times here with our monsoon season, and with that brings torrential thunderstorms, things like that. So that cool, moist air is going to condense and drop down. Not quite as pretty as this.
Right. Now this is something kids can do at home.
Exactly.
Parents can show their kids
It's a great take-home activity. If you have shaving cream and food coloring, a tall glass bottle, you're good to go.
Excellent. And we got something else over here,
yes.
do we not?
So not only is rain kind of something that we have to work with in the valley, we get flash floods, we get thunderstorms and dust storms. So this here's kind of to talk about how water changes our landscape. So if you want, you can go ahead and grab this and pour it over just this loose gravel here.
All right.
We'll do a little bit. Now, what do you notice about that?
Oh, it's running right off.
Running right off, exactly. So this happens when we get a lot of flash floods. That soil is just eroding away. We're gonna have all of that dirt falling apart. So
I
go
almost
ahead and pour
went
it.
over the levee here.
I know, right? Exactly. Can't really control what monsoons do, right?
That's
Our
right.
forces of nature.
On here
Yep,
too?
go ahead over here. So this is grass, which does have gravel in it, and this mesh here is kind of representing tight soil around it.
Right, right. Oh, you can see there's a difference.
There's a difference,
Yeah,
right?
not as much running off there.
So when we have plants, native plants and things, they help anchor in the dirt. We don't get as much soil erosion like that. So there's a
That's
couple.
pretty cool.
Right? Exactly.
And I know a lot of people are worried about flooding from the burn scar areas after wildfires
Right.
as well, but we're talking more monsoon.
Right,
here.
no, but that even applies, right? There's no tight plants holding in the ground. It's just kind of all burnt, dead. We'll just run right off. It can be very dangerous.
Tell us about some of the exhibits you got going on at the Arizona Science Center.
Yeah, one related to this is we have our awesome Forces of Nature exhibit. We have a whole weather simulator that actually does highlight our Arizona monsoons as well.
Yeah, so fun for families, kids, anybody who wants to come out.
Exactly.
What should people really think about when they think about monsoon? Any ways to maybe protect themselves, maybe masks or things like that for the dust?
Yeah, so monsoons are beautiful effects of nature, but you want to make sure you're safe, you're inside. It's not good to be breathing that dusty air. If you're driving, just pull off to the side of the road until it's safe to continue on. Yeah, just watch out and be safe while you're out there.
All right, well, Gabby, thanks so much for coming in. A lot of fun and exciting projects that you can do at home. We've got some information on your screen which tells you where you guys are located. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we are nice, cozy downtown, very easy to get to. We're open every day from 10 to 5, only closed 2 days of the year. And we have really fun stuff. We have our traveling exhibition, exhibits throughout the whole Science Center. Lots of great things to offer guests.
Fun stuff. Well, Megan, I hope we didn't steal some of your thunder when it comes to talking about the monsoon, but a lot of fun out here and some activities for families and kids.
That was so good. I'm kind of embarrassed for you. That was just amazing. Hey, yeah, I think the Arizona Science Center is probably the best place to go right now. Anywhere with air conditioning is the best place to go, I would say, because look at our current conditions right now all across the valley. No thunder in the forecast today, but that is coming up in just a little bit. Right now, 92 degrees in Phoenix. Glendale also sitting at 92 degrees, 90 in Mesa. That's our coolest spot right now that we're looking at, 92 in Avondale and 91 in Chandler as well. And we are going to warm up, and we're going to warm up quickly because today is a weather action day here at ABC 15. And we usually put that into effect when we have an excessive heat warning, which is what we have today issued by the National Weather Service, because you can see just how quickly our temperatures will ramp up. So by 10 a.m., we're already going to be at 98 degrees, 100th by 11 a.m. and then we're going to continue to climb from there, 107 by 2 p.m. So we are going to ramp up very, very quickly. So if you have any outdoor activities that you need to get done, now is the time. Here is that excessive heat warning that I was just telling you about, the National Weather Service issuing it right in the central Phoenix area, the central portions of the valley, really impacting all of us here in the valley. When they issue those kinds of things, they're really wanting to put the warning out to you at home that even if you're a valley native, even if you think you're used to these temperatures, you've been through these summers before, this is the time that you really want to take it easy, spend a lot of time inside, because we do have signs of heat stroke and heat exhaustion, and all of this could be deadly. We have seen deaths in the past already, and already this year as well, due to our extreme heat. So get to a cooler place, drink water if you feel like you're having some signs of heat exhaustion. Here are some of those signs: feeling faint or dizzy, excessive sweating, cool, pale, and clammy skin as well, rapid, weak pulse, nausea, vomiting, and muscles cramps as well. Those are all the signs of heat exhaustion. That is an emergency, and you may want to see a doctor, even call 911 if you think it is that severe. Let's take a look at that East Valley forecast, getting a little bit closer to home right now. So across that portions of the valley, 110 in Chandler, same in Ahwatukee, 108 will be the high in Paradise Valley, 106 in Cave Creek, 102 in Carefree. That's the coolest spot in the East Valley, but you will notice a lot of these lows into those overnight hours. We're not getting too much relief relief as well, staying in the upper 80s for all of this as we take a look at that West Valley forecast, mostly staying all in 110 for the West Valley. Same story there. You really are just not going to get a break into those overnight hours, because if we take a look at those lows, 89 will be the forecast low in Phoenix, and also in the western portions of our state, same story, still in the 90s into those overnight hours. And we do have quite a story throughout the rest of the week because of our forecast. So a weather action day today here at ABC 15 with that excessive heat warning, and then that will be until about 8 p.m. tonight. So we don't know whether or not they'll extend it because our temperature is very similar tomorrow at 109. We will keep you updated on whether or not that excessive heat warning does get extended after 8 p.m. tonight. But then if you take a look here, we do have a little bit of a cool down because we have some storm chances that are ramping up in our forecast as well. 95 degrees on Wednesday. That could also be some of our biggest storm chance potential, Mark.
Megan, thank you. Well, from booster seats to toasters and tires to falling speakers, if you're using any of these items, you need to stop. All new this morning, Joe has the latest recall roundup, potential safety dangers that could be in your home right now.
Your car's child or booster seat has a production date stamped on it. If you own a Harmony Big Boost Deluxe booster seat, check it now. 148,000 made between November 2015 and June 2017 are recalled because the seat belt could cause excessive force on your child's chest. There's a possible shock hazard if you're using this Bodum 2-slice toaster sold through June on Amazon and at home appliance stores. Return it and get a refund. Check your tires. Cooper Tires recalling 7 of theirs under their name, Big O, Les Schwab, and Mastercraft. They were all made between July and October 2018 and could have tire separation, increasing the risk of tire failure and a crash. Take them back for replacement. There have been 3 reports of speakers falling after these mounts broke. They are Vivo Mount Play 5s, sold online at Amazon, Walmart, and others through June. Returned for a refund.
Back to booster seats and car seats. They also have an expiration date stamped on them, so keep an eye on that and look at all recalls regularly. Go to abc15.com/letjoeknow for all the information right there. I'm investigator Joe Deuce. If you got a problem, let me know.
And you're going to want to stick around. We've got some breaking news that just came into the newsroom. We are live on scene of a homicide investigation happening right now near 32nd Avenue in Baseline. We'll have the very latest details that we just got from police. And here's a live look right now. We've got some breaking news just into the newsroom. Phoenix police are investigating a homicide right now after they say a driver was found shot in his vehicle near 32nd Street and Baseline. Again, a live look at that investigation that's happening right now. Police say that it appears that that man was shot before he crashed his vehicle. Investigators are working on getting a description of that suspect or suspects involved, and they say that they're asking anyone with information to call them at 480-WITNESS. Now, here are some of the other top stories that we're following for you this morning. A serious crash closed down Camelback Road overnight from Dysart to Litchfield. We're reaching out to MCSO for more information, but we initially heard that it could be a serious rollover crash. We'll update you when we get more of that information in. And tomorrow is your last chance to register to vote in time for a special election to decide the future of the light rail system. The city wants to know if they should expand it. The special election is August 27th. And you can check out the Arizona Cardinals up in Glendale for training camp. The boys are getting ready for the NFL preseason. Now, games start this week. Practice is open to the public today from 1 until 3.
And let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. We do have a weather action day here at ABC 15 because we have an excessive heat warning today in effect until 8 p.m. tonight. So if you are going to be outside today, make sure it's in very short increments and you're getting inside to a cool place as quickly as possible. And if we take a look through the rest of the week, we do have some storm chances Tuesday and Wednesday, also with a cool down on Wednesday. As we're talking about an excessive heat warning today, we have Wednesday to look forward to at 95 degrees and more of those storm chances. Now, there have been a lot of petitions trending online lately. For example, storming Area 51. But now one is taking aim at Halloween.
Yeah, the creators of the petition say that they're sick of the celebration falling during the week, and it was just started last year by the Halloween and Costume Association. They're demanding that the holiday be moved to the last Saturday of the month. The creators argue that it leads to safer and longer stress-free celebrations.
Oh, yeah, I would kind of agree with that. I would have to say, hey, we will
and more
see.
party time, too. Have a great day.
That's all right. We'll get out. And we're going to do